Yo, what's good? Next, your name, Amolytics. Happy Tuesday, everybody. July 22nd. I'll give a quick little recap of Saturday, then we'll move forward. 1 2 for 5. Not the best day by any means. Our number one did get it done in being Seager. He got hit there, against Detroit. Our number two, Buxton, did not against Zinsatella in Colorado. That was very surprising. Zinsatella being one of the worst pitchers in the league, and then Buxton last night homers against Otani. So you have variance of the game. It is what it is there. Josh Smith did not get it done, being that of the Rangers against Detroit. And then our number four, Bush, he homered against Bello. The Cubs got to Bello, as I thought they would. And then number five being Keith, did not get a hit against Rocker. Rocker almost pitched a no-hitter against Detroit. Very surprising, but I will say Detroit's offense is spiraling. And then our home run, Rooker did not get it done against Gavin Williams. Gavin Williams, he pitched a gem. I'm not going to lie. He pitched a gem against the Athletics. He won 6 or 7 there against them. So, you have that. But moving forward. So, first off, I'm going to, moving forward, I'm just going to speak in order of the batters that I like. And then, but I'll still list off at the end, the order so to remind you. But I'm going to speak in order, and then the if you haven't noticed in the description, I post the players that I like, and those are going to be in order from now on. So starting out like Seager of Texas, they're in a spot right now in which they need to win in order to not sell at the trade deadline, and the trade deadline is coming up here soon. So I expect them, to come out with their bats. They're at home. They've been hitting well anyway over the course of the past month. They're going against again here, who's making his starting pitching, return. It was starting at the beginning of the year. Got shelled a little bit. They moved him to the bullpen. And he struggles against lefties. Platooned to where he's given a 477 weighted OBA, a 203 WHIP, and then a over 1,000 OPS versus left-handed bats. And you got Seager with a 207 WRC plus over the course of the past couple weeks, a 21% K rate against right-handed pitching. As I mentioned, I believe, Texas as a whole, their offense is going to be hitting. They're not trying to sell at the deadline, so they need to win these games, in order to keep them in the race. Next up, I like Yandy Diaz of Tampa Bay. He's going against Davis Martin of the White Sox, making his return here off the 15-day IL. Not ideal to make your return to a AAA ballpark. I won't say Tampa Bay as a team, has been hitting like crazy well or anything like that, but Yandy, continues to do his thing. Has a 139 WRC plus, 13% K rate over the course of the past couple weeks against right-handed pitching. You got Martin, has a reverse split here, being that he's a righty struggling with righties. Gives up a 345 weighted OBA to righties, 133 WHIP, 802 OPS. I like this for Yandy. They also have Cameronero in there as a righty for Tampa Bay too. I'll speak to Martin's last couple games, being he gave up 9 base runners, 4 earned, 1 home run against Houston. His last game, and then Kansas City prior to that, he gave up 5 base runners, 2 home runs there. Baltimore got to him for 6 base runners, 4 earned, 2 home runs there. And then Texas got 7 base runners, 1 home run, 2 earned off of him. So he's been giving up the long ball too. So he's somebody, that can give up the long ball. Caminero should be in a good position, or Yandy here should be in a good position to get a home run against him. Next up, I like Edwards of Miami going against Kolick of the Padres. Kolick really struggles with lefties. He got some decent lefties in that Miami lineup, being Edwards, being Sanchez, being Stowers. They all been in the ball quite well. They got some righties in that lineup that can hit too, being Ramirez. I believe Lopez is a righty in that lineup too. Edwards starting off, at the leadoff spot with a 139 WRC plus, 13% K rate against right-handed pitching. You got Kolick with a 358 WOBA, a 164 WHIP, and then an 829 OPS to left-handed bats. Just got shelled against Texas in his last game, being he gave up 10 base runners there, 6 earned, 2 home runs. Did not. He pitched decent against Cincinnati. Gave up 4 base runners there, 1 earned. And then Washington got to him for 6 base runners, 4 earned there. Dodgers got to him for 7 base runners, 3 earned. Arizona got to him for 9 base runners, 4 earned there, and 2 home runs. So as I mentioned, struggles with lefties. I like this for those lefties in that Miami lineup. And then Edwards should see him at least 3 times, being at the top of that lineup if they don't get him out of there early. My number 4 is Moniak of Colorado going against Fetty. So let me pull up Fetty. So if you've been paying attention, I've been attacking Fetty quite a bit over the course of this summer, and he's starting to derail. So over the course of his past couple games, I'll speak to real quick, and then I'll speak about his splits. Gave up 7 base runners, 3 earned, 2 home runs against Atlanta last week, and 4 2/3. Went 1 1/3 against the Cubs, in which he gave up 6 base runners, 3 earned there. Went 5 innings against Pittsburgh. Gave up 13 base runners, 7 earned there, 1 home run. And then he faced the Cubs again, in which he gave up 10 base runners, 7 earned, 3 home runs, and 3 2/3. So, as I mentioned, when I attacked him earlier on the year, that was about the beginning of June when I attacked him with Freeman, and Freeman didn't get it done for us. He's not good, and I said he kept getting away with walking people. He walked 1, 4, 3, 2, 2 over the course of his past 5 games, and prior to that, multiple walks as well. Doesn't really get strikeouts. He's going to Colorado hitter's ballpark. I've mentioned that, quite a few times. Moniak's honestly in a great place to get a home run here as well. Over the course of the past 2 weeks, he has a 210 WRC plus against right-handed pitching, 24% K rate. He got Fetty with the 352 WOBA and 160 whip and an 809 OPS against left-handed bats. Not the ideal spot for him when you're spiraling and then you're going out to Colorado to face them. Not that they're good by any means, but they got some bats in that Colorado lineup. They might be one of the worst teams, but they got some bats in that lineup. And as I mentioned, it's the best ballpark for a hitter to go to. So I like them to put some runs on Fetty here. And then my number 5 being Neto of the Angels going against Montas of the Mets. So Montas really struggles with righty bats this year, and then he's going to see a whole bunch of those in that Angels lineup. And Neto starting it off there at the top is currently on a hitting streak too. I can't speak to. Let me speak to how many he's on, but I'll speak to their splits real quick before I do that. Neto has a 144 WRC plus, 23% K rate against right-handed pitching over the course of the past couple weeks. Montas having a 329 WOBA, 138 whip, and then a 773 OPS to right-handers. Let me pull this up real quick. So Neto's on a 9-game hitting streak. Montas last week, pitched decently well against Kansas City. They're not a good offense by any means. You heard me mention that many times. Gave up 4 base runners there, 1 earned. New York, he gave up 5 base runners, 4 earned there, 2 home runs. Pittsburgh got to him for 8 base runners, 6 earned there, and then only gave up 3 base runners against Atlanta at his first game of the year. I don't think Montas is good. The Angels are one of the best road teams, in the league. May be the best road team in the league. They got some bats that can get to him, being Neto, being Trout, being Ward, Soler. There's one Adele, Chanel. They have some good bats in there that can get to him, that can put runs on there. I believe. Let me see. Yeah, they gave it up at the end yesterday. We're winning yesterday too. I like them to put some runs up here. I'm not sure if they won the game necessarily. I don't know who's Hendricks. Yeah, I don't really trust Hendricks for them. So I don't necessarily know if they won the game by any means. But I believe they can put some runs on Montas here. But those are my top 5. And then in order, as I mentioned, it was Seager, Yandy, Edwards, Moniak, and then Neto. And then for my home run, I like Bellinger of the Yankees going against Scherzer of Toronto. So I'll speak to Scherzer real quick. So So he's given up a 556 slug, to left-handed bats, in these couple games that he's pitched on this year, being four homers there, a 882 OPS to lefties. So he's pitched how many games? 5 games. 5 games, and he's given up a homer in 3 out of those 5 and 2+ in 3 out of those 5. I like this for him. I like this for Bellinger. Coming off a rest day yesterday, got the day off. Then they put him out there at the number 2 slot. I think he might be in right field. No, he's not. No, Judge is definitely in right field. So he has to be in left field on today. I like this for Bellinger. He's been swinging a hot bat, over the course of the past month. Been one of the hottest, hitters. They also got Chisholm that can get to Scherzer here. But I like Bellinger in this spot. So that's my homer there on today. But that's my top 5, my homer. If you want to be notified when I post, please subscribe and turn your notifications, like, comment, share. Any comments that you have, as far as the content or as far as, anything that you want to hear or see, please let me know. I'm open to suggestions by all means. Thank you. Let's have a great day.